Hi guys, I'm going to make a short session on economics today, and I'm going to follow it up with a whole load of other videos based on economics, maybe maths, computer science, biology, chemistry, physics, whole loads. I'm going to try and cover everything and make revision easier for people who are in GCSEs, A-levels, AS, all of that. I'm going to try and help you guys out. Hopefully my video is going to be good. Leave down below in the comments what you think about the videos, how they can be improved, and if you need anything else or any help, post down your questions. Without further ado, let's get into it. So economics is a social science, which is different to the sciences that you've studied at school, or the normal sciences I refer to, which is biology, chemistry, maths, physics. Now these sciences are pretty different to economics, because economics is a social science. Now, what is social science? What is a social science? It is the study of social interaction. So in plain English, this means it's a study of human actions and influences and how they affect the stock market, how they affect things such as prices with bread, with cheese, with milk, with all of that type of things. In economics, one point that I'd like to make is that it's very difficult to test the theories that you come up with in economics, simply because there's so many factors which we cannot control. But this isn't the case in natural sciences. So the natural sciences I'm talking about is physics, biology, chemistry. Yeah, we can control those factors. There's a whole lot of factors in that as well, but we can control them. We can get reliable results from our experiments. However, in economics, we can't do that. We can't control the factors, which means that even if we carry out experiments, we're probably going to lead to unreliable results, which is going to be useless. We don't need to do that. Let me give you an example of a natural science theory and how we can test it and how the factors are controlled. So let's say in your class, your professor tells you you have 3 different plants. Yep. You have a sunflower, you have a cucumber plant, and you have a strawberry plant. These 3 plants are already a different factor. They are from different breeds of plants. Yeah. However, what the professor proposes is that he says, I want you to find out which one of these plants grow longer in length. Let's say longer in length, and you're given a certain amount of water, a certain amount of light, a certain amount of oxygen. Now all of these 3 plants are going to be subjected to the same amount of water, to the same amount of sunlight, to the same soil, to the same place, same temperature. All of those factors are all going to be kept consistent. They're all going to be kept the same. Therefore, after a week or 2, when the experiment is done, your results will be reliable, because the factors which could have changed or could have altered the experiment are controlled. Now, if we think about the economics theory that I've put forward there, I've just thought of any example, and I've just said, let's say that Boris Johnson said that if we increase the wages of teachers, then the grades of our students will improve drastically nationwide. Now, straight away, as soon as you see this sentence, this quote, you should look at 2 key things: the increase of the wages of teachers, that's 1 point, and the grades of our students will improve. Okay, so you got to think of the potential factors of why would the grades of students increase, how the grades of students actually increase. Well, there's many factors which lead to the increase of grades of students or to the decrease of grades of students. Well, let me talk about the increasing ones first. Well, if a student revises more, he or she will probably lead to having better grades. If they study more at home, they'll probably lead to increasing their grades. But that doesn't necessarily mean that their grades are going to improve, actually. You can also mention the fact that there's students who study so much, but their grades do not increase, simply because maybe they're not studying the right content, maybe they're not studying effectively, maybe they're not spending their time wisely. You've got to think about all the factors here. And also the increase of the wage of teachers. Now, if we increase the wages of teachers, Does that necessarily mean that their teaching is going to become better? Some can argue yes, some can argue no, but you can't really measure that. You can't really measure that for every single teacher nationwide in the UK. It's not feasible. Some teachers, their wages may be increased, but they may still be a rubbish teacher. Some teachers, their wages are increased, but they still teach the same. Some teachers, their wages may be increased, but they still may end up coming late to school, not marking the homework, not doing the work, not finishing the work that they were meant to do on time, not testing the students effectively. But let's move from that. So those are some factors that I've put forward for the first point. What about the second point of the grades of our students improving? So some of the factors, maybe students' grades may improve because some students may have cheated in the exam. So that doesn't mean that doesn't have a correlation with the teachers' wages increasing. Some students may have photographic memory. Some students may have studied even harder at home than at school. Some students are homeschooled, so they're not even subjected to the lessons taught by the teachers. Some teachers, like I said, their teaching doesn't improve after getting a pay rise. Also, technology advances may lead to studying becoming easier. There are so many factors, and you can't control these factors. You can't keep these factors all the same and say, okay, you know what, let's get rid of all of these other factors or control them somehow, and then just see how the increase of wages in teachers will lead to an increase in our students' grades. You can't do that. You just cannot do it. Think of some more potential factors for this case, or maybe even think of some theories which in economics which you can then lead to thinking of the potential factors, and can they be controlled? Just ask yourself that question. Is it feasible? By feasible, I mean, is it possible? Like, can you do it? Because I said you can't really check every single teacher's teaching style in the UK. You can't, because it's not feasible. How are you going to do it? You're going to go to there's millions of teachers in the UK. It doesn't make sense for the government to go and check every single one of them. On that note, I'm going to end the lesson. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've progressed. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope to see you in my next lesson. Take care. Goodbye.